Welcome back to Just Kicking It. My name is SOY. I'm with the homie
Polo show.
and we have a special guest today, Prada.
Prada, yeah.
Right. He's here, and I guess the concept of the show, we're just literally just kicking it. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. For whatever reason, I just did 30 push-ups, like a crazy person. So, yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button and the notification. If you're on Spotify, make sure you follow us, and if you're on Apple Music, give us 5 stars and a rating and say how much you love the show, because it's awesome. And yeah, so let's do this.
Yeah.
First of all, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, it's going good.
Gonna be a productive day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I like waking up early, start the day early, get stuff done in the morning. A good breakfast, good lunch, boom, recording in the afternoon, or
Word.
yeah. It's gonna be a good day.
I had a giant cup of coffee this morning. It was like my heart was racing. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had an ice cap this morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anything happened for you guys this week? Like anything cool?
It's been the same old week at the studio. I had some new clients today, this past week, who were referred from other people, which is really dope. So yeah, people refer people. But yeah, it's dope meeting new people. We got our opening show, our grand opening for the studio coming up. So really, anyone who's come through the studio, I invite them to the show and just let them know to bring other people. So for those who don't know, we're doing the grand opening for Solid Studios on the last day of this month. That's July 31st. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that. I feel like it's coming together. Like we've done like live shows before, but it's always like there's always some hiccup on the day of the show or something. I think we're pretty prepared, as far as like getting the guest list together and all the technical side of shit is ready to go. So I'm looking forward to this show.
Word.
Dope.
How about you, dude?
Dope. Nothing crazy. I'm going to LA on Thursday. So
Okay.
I've just been doing like a lot of like planning for like the video and content we're shooting out there, and just getting everything sort of like finalized and set up
Okay.
for that trip. Yeah.
Are you going with like your crew or?
Yeah. So I'm going with my photographer Josh and a couple other guys from Calgary as well, and then we're meeting up with my videographer French, and he's actually from Toronto,
Oh,
but he's
cool.
actually already in LA right now.
Oh shit.
Shooting some stuff out there. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. So like a music video or?
Yeah, so I think I'm shooting either 2 or 3.
Okay.
Just have to
Damn, 3?
finalize.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to go out there and shoot just because it's like a change of scenery, and it's like a different vibe.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more I could do with like that type of like scenery, and especially in LA too. There's so many different like production sets that you can like rent
Word.
and things like that to get like a really different like visual. So it's cool. It's cool out there.
Yeah, man. I definitely have seen some of your music videos. I know we covered it on YYC Hip Hop Daily. What was the one that we covered that you put out last year?
Sunset Boulevard.
Right, and you had some clips at White Box
Yeah.
Studio. So is that like how did that come together? Because it's like there's scenes in Calgary and there's scenes in LA.
Yeah, so all the LA scenes were actually just taken as like sort of LA. I actually hadn't wrote that song. I hadn't made that song yet while those clips were taken. So I wrote the song in LA. There's a scene in that video where I'm just like outside, like I set up my mic like outside, and I was just like writing music and like recording music just outside, recording demos outside, like near the pool in LA. So that was actually when I was writing the song. And then my photographer, he also does video stuff. Josh Turner, you know Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, yeah. So he was just taking like a bunch of like behind the scenes, sort of like vlog style clips of the whole trip. And then I ended up coming back to Calgary, recording that song. And then for the music video, we sort of did like a fusion of like clips from that trip and then like the performance scenes at White Box.
Yeah, that's crazy. So White Box Studio is I think that's Tony and his partners. So we've performed at that studio
Okay, nice.
before.
Nice.
Yeah, just letting Soy know. But yeah, man, that's really dope. It was dope when I saw that because it was like, damn, you definitely you know, it looks like you flew to Cali to get that video, but you can definitely still see like the YYC touch in it, and you had like cameos from other artists in it as well, right? Like, so yeah, I'm definitely about that, man. So 3 music videos are there for songs that you're gonna go shoot right now. Is it for songs that we've heard?
No, they're actually all for songs coming out in the next like month. Yeah, next few months. Yeah.
Damn, that's the way to do it for sure.
Are flights like expensive right now?
Flights actually aren't too bad. I know I booked them like a while back, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably on like a bit of the cheaper side if you book early. Like if you book now for like next week or in a few weeks, it'll probably be like a lot more expensive. But it's not too bad when we booked.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, it was kind of risky because we weren't sure like what was gonna happen with COVID, and we just kind of said like, okay, we'll just like book this, and hopefully by then like everything will be fine. And then we kind of just lucked out, like everything was opening up for like the travel and stuff, because like a lot of the guys who were potentially coming were like wouldn't have been able to like quarantine for 14 days when they were coming back, but luckily like all the travel restrictions just like eased up, so yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah.
We're just basically counting on that, and then we were right, so it's perfect.
Word.
Yeah.
So when are you going?
So I'm going Thursday, and I'm going for 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That'd be nice.
Yeah. I'm excited. I just want it to be like a really like productive trip. Just get like a lot done. Like
so you're shooting like every day?
I think I'll be shooting like probably maybe not every other day, but like every like 2 or 3 days. Space the videos out like that, and then just shooting a bunch of like TikTok content. I want to do like a bit of songwriting out there too, because I like to do songwriting in like different like
environments.
Yeah, different environments, catch different like inspirations and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's definitely really dope, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, no, I'm really excited.
Try writing on the beach. I did that when I was I was staying in Florida for like 3 months, and I just like sit on the beach and like write lyrics and stuff.
That's a vibe.
So nice, man.
Yeah, that's a vibe. That's sick.
Yeah, man. I think when I think about like California, I just think about like, I don't know, I feel like that's a place where what we're trying to do here in Calgary is, you know, make it so that, you know, the hip hop scene or just the art scene is more welcoming, you know what I mean? I almost feel like in LA it's like when you touch down there, they're like, "Oh, come, what do you need, man? You want, you know what I mean? You want to what kind of music video you want to shoot? You know what I mean? Everything you need is there, right? Like all the resources, and I feel like Calgary still has to get there. So it's dope that you bring that energy with you when you go there. You try to capture that and you bring it back here, because we can see it in the videos, right?
Thank you.
It looks lit.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna ask about your TikTok.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like I'm not very like active on TikTok, but I definitely am aware of your TikTok, because you're always like you push it on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, man, I feel like you've had like some viral moments on TikTok. So can you tell us about like that and like your journey, like promoting music with TikTok?
Yeah, for sure. I think just like the way the TikTok app is set up, it's like a lot more ideal to grow organically from TikTok, just because like the way the app is set up, people are like on their For You page looking at content from people they don't know. So if you're able to hit certain watch time metrics and have your video do well, where it's like hitting the For You page, then you're just reaching like new people. So in terms of like organic growth, I've sort of found it a bit more difficult to grow organically on Instagram. But with TikTok, I've had like a lot of success growing organically. And especially like with Sunset Boulevard, I had a couple videos I had one video go like viral, and then a couple videos go like semi-viral, sort of like promo videos for the song, explaining like more of like my story, bit of like inspiration behind the song, and then sort of like directing people to like go pre-save the song. So it was like an extremely successful like pre-save campaign, and that song has been my most successful in terms of numbers to date, pretty much mainly because of TikTok and like of the power of TikTok. So there's definitely like a lot of potential if you know how to like capitalize on it. Because I guess like just posting like a snippet of your music on TikTok isn't gonna really do anything,
right?
Because you have to sort of think of it as like, if I was like a random person seeing this content, would I like scroll past it, or would I like actually watch it, you know? So I think there's like a lot of like really creative, you have to, as an artist, I think you have to like think of ways to like creatively promote your music on TikTok. But yeah, like the potential is definitely there. And I think the potential was like super high, like in quarantine and like
Right.
summer 2020 and like spring 2020, and it's gone down a little bit, but there's definitely
People
still
run their
like
phones. Yeah.
there's definitely still like a lot of potential there. Yeah.
I feel like an old man with that app, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's definitely like a more catered towards like the younger audience, but at the same time, I think there's just so many people on the app, so there's still like all different. Yeah.
So the people who like fuck with the content that you were putting out on TikTok, like what would you say the demographic was? Would you say it was younger people?
Probably a bit younger. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still like the kind of people you wanted. They were hip hop fans or people that were gonna go check out the music.
Yeah.
So what I'm just kind of like, I'm also just trying to like figure out the formula here, because you understand that, all right, I have this song, it's hot. I need to find a creative way to get people to see this on their For You page, you know? So I'm just like, give us an example of like, what is one of the ways that you went about doing that?
So one thing I've been doing lately, actually, with the music I dropped in May, is I do these funny skits. These skits get a lot of hate, and they're very like they're really funny. They're really goofy. They're like kind of cringy. But one of the things we do is like it'll be like me and a couple buddies, and I'll be filming, and I'll be like, it'll be some sort of like public setting. So whether it's like, let's say it's like I'm driving and I'm like pulling into like a parking lot or something. And so my friends will be in the car beside, and they'll have their windows down, and they'll be blasting my music. And we'll pretend like we don't know each other, and I'll pretend like they're just strangers who are like playing my music, and I just like ran into them.
That was dope.
And so then like the video starts off with like, oh, these random strangers are like playing my song, right? And everything's just scripted, like it's just acting. It's just like funny. Like the people who know me personally and know the people in the video find it like really funny. So that's like one example.
I like that. That's definitely because I would watch that and be like, oh shit, you just pulled up to the light and someone's playing your song, right? Like, that's pretty dope. Not knowing it was scripted.
Yeah. Like they get a lot of hate, but like at the same time, it's just kind of like a funny thing. And like if you don't like it, just keep scrolling. But those types of videos do have like the potential to pop.
Yeah.
And you find like, so you think like the TikTok actually translate into like streams, or like does it come back to you and help you like grow your brand?
It does, yeah. So one of those like skit videos, I had one of them do like 2 million views on TikTok, and that got me like an instant like 10,000 streams on Spotify.
Wow.
Yeah. And then that's not accounting for the people that like save the song to their playlist and then like listen to it over and over again, or like people that potentially tap in on YouTube or like follow me on Instagram.
Right.
So yeah, there's definitely like a lot of potential for it. It's just like being able to like go viral on TikTok. So like once you're viral, as long as everything is set up, like as long as your Instagram and your YouTube are connected to your TikTok account, and it's like you make it very clear how to like find your music on all platforms. Like in my TikTok bio, I have like Prada on all platforms, right? So as long as you have all those like sort of avenues set up, then like the conversion is like pretty good if you're like going viral.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we know, you know what I mean? Even though like as artists, I'm sure you either meet an artist who's about TikTok, or they're like, I don't know if I
that's how it is.
That's usually how it is. But from the label perspective, we know that TikTok is like, that's all they're looking at these days. You know what I mean? It's like,
You think so?
Not all they're looking at, but it's almost as if
Big.
You know, if I know someone that's an A&R and you know they trust my judgment, and I'm like, hey, I know of this artist, he's really talented, you should check him out. That, because you know, obviously I'm that A&R's contact, he's gonna go that extra mile and check the person out. But like for him to be like, all right, I'm gonna bring this person to the label, I feel like there's the things he has to check off his list. So it's like, what is the social media like? What is his Spotify numbers like? And I think TikTok is a very big part of that. Does he have TikTok engagement? Is he like playing the TikTok game well, right? Because I kind of feel like Lil Nas X, right? I feel like that's kind of his game now. You know, it's more like he's with a label, and it's almost like the label is just like, all right, make TikToks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your new singles out, like, make TikToks.
Yeah.
And it's promoting the stuff. So.
And yeah, he's a marketing genius.
And you can definitely see that. You know, we might feel a way about his character, but yeah,
you can't take away from.
You can't take away from the
genius. Yeah.
From that. Yeah, man. And I think that's kind of the era we live in, man. We had this conversation about 6ix9ine last week, where it's like, I don't know anyone who listens to 6ix9ine's music or like who fucks with him on that level, but it's like
Same.
we have to acknowledge that, yo, this guy's been in the conversation, you know, for, since he got out, for the last year. And even when he was locked up, we're talking about him, so he's like, he's playing as from a marketing standpoint, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows how to stay in the conversation. He might be putting his life in danger doing it that way, but he's doing, what I mean? I feel like if you could take the 6ix9ine blueprint and not go down the crime path, but just, use it for, I guess, Instagram trolling and, music career, he could be a big artist, right? He's just blackballed by the industry. But yeah, I guess we're just bringing that up because it's like, in the modern day, in 2021, moving forward, it's obviously make great music, but also know how to market the music, right?
I think marketing is like the most important thing. I think like there's so many people in Calgary who make good music. I think there's like so many people who are like just so like underrated, and it just comes down to like the marketing, really. I'm just like listening to some artists. I'm like, this is like. If you told me this song had like 2 million, 3 million, 5 million streams, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can tell like this is really good music.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like pushing it. So I guess let's talk about like in Calgary, because I also feel like it almost is like people always say like Calgary doesn't want to support Calgary. It's almost like I feel like I've heard that from artists before where it's like, a new Toronto rapper who sounds just like the last Toronto rapper is gonna get love from the city, right? Because, you know what I mean? Like they show their rappers love in the city, right? Whereas I feel like Calgary is still getting there. Do you kind of feel that?
I would agree with that. I think there's cities like Toronto and like Atlanta and like cities like that have a more like established underground scene, and especially since like people have popped from those cities, so it's like the people and like the supporters are like, oh, like this has happened before. People have already made it. Like this guy can actually make it, right? But from Calgary, there's definitely like Calgary exports who have been successful in the music industry, but I don't know if there is like an artist from Calgary who's like made it from Calgary and like really reps the city like that, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there is, but I feel like just because maybe the people don't really see it as like a possibility of something that has happened yet, that's like why some people are more like hesitant to support like their local artists. But I think Calgary is just in like the very early stages of the development of its music scene. I think like platforms like you guys and like 10 at 10 and YYC Records like really help to create like an infrastructure for the city in terms of the music. And I think it's just going upwards. Like, yeah, I think it's just Calgary's in like really early stages. And just like one person or a couple individuals got to pop, and then the people are gonna say, oh damn, like this is actually possible for people like from my own city,
I think so too, man. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy, man. It is just kind of crazy that we're still here. I don't know. I almost feel like with the extensive history, like long before I was rapping, long before you were rapping, people have been doing hip hop in the city of Calgary, right?
Yeah,
so in my mind, it almost feels like I get what you're saying. We are still in the early stages, but it's like, man, Calgary is so old that it should have happened by now. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
And so I guess that's part of like my driving force as well, is like it should happen sometime soon. You know what I mean? Like it's now there's all these characters, there's all these people in the scene. Everyone's actively trying to blow up. We have TikTok, we have Spotify, we have, you know what I mean? We have all these, we have all these things, right? It would be, I think the way I see it is it could be another 10 years if we're just gonna wait for natural things to happen. All right, the city's gonna show love and then the first person pops. But I do think with all the resources at our disposal and everybody that's as hungry as they are right now, I think it's a short amount of time. It's just gonna take, you know what I mean? Someone that, I like what you're doing. Like someone that's like, all right, this TikTok video is working for me. I'm gonna make more of it. Fuck the haters. You know what I mean? Like that's how it has to be, because you know what I mean? Like no one's gonna see your vision until you see it, right? Until it works, right? That's kind of how it is. And I feel like I get that energy from the city. I feel like we're still in the early phase, but I feel like there's so many of us that are pushing, right?
And there's so much potential, like
exactly.
100%, yeah. I think it's just a matter of time for like, yeah, exactly, like one individual or like I think for a bigger music scene to be like created in Calgary, like the platforms like you guys in 10 at 10 and YYC Records like really helps it develop. And then I think like a few individuals will have to like pop off, and then instead of just like forgetting about the city, like
I
try to
think
bring it back to the
100%,
city, you know
100%.
what I
Like
mean?
that's what you're saying. Like there are probably people who have popped in Calgary, but like they're repping somewhere else right now. You know, they're in LA. They don't even say Calgary in their records anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's usually how it is. You know what I mean? And so I get what you're saying.
I don't blame them. Like that's okay. Like I mean, it's not like, yeah, it's not like they owe something to the city. Like most of these individuals probably popped off on the internet or like something,
Exactly.
and the city probably never really showed them any love. So it's like, you know, I don't really exactly like blame them, but at the same time, like I wanna like represent Calgary.
And that's what the city needs at the end of the day. It's not just, yo, I want to blow up from doing music. It's I'm gonna blow up from doing music and I'm gonna rep the city. I'm gonna do it I'm gonna come back, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure the city knows that I'm the person that, you know what I mean, that is doing it for the city. And I feel like that's so important. That's kind of what, that's what Calgary needs. Because I feel like when we have a what's her name, Tate McRae. I feel like, you know, I think she's with a major label. Her management is through Calgary and whatnot, but
Oh, it is?
I think so.
Okay.
It was who said this to me? That they basically just had like a production house, like a studio, and she's just an artist that they came in and they worked with her to create the songs and they shopped it to labels.
Okay, that's cool.
So we kind of, I feel we all know this chick, but it's kind of like, it's not again, she's not hip hop, so it's not really, we're not expecting her to be on records shouting out YYC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just that right there, this is, even if it's pop music, this is a Calgary-born artist. I think she's even based in Calgary, you know, that is on the charts, you know, that has this major deal, and she's blown up. So I see that potential, you know, and I feel like we would need the equivalent for a rapper for it to go to the next level here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot as fuck in this room right now.
Yeah, fuck, I said we shouldn't shut this door, man, because that's the thing.
It's just habit. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so you're going to LA. We're chilling. We have that event thing happening.
Yeah, I won't be here for that.
That's fair. Yeah, I invited you to come perform as an artist, but definitely if you have other artists that are going to be in the city that day, do invite them because it's going to be a networking event.
Yeah.
Right. So from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. we're going to be doing a live stream. So even if you're in LA, you can tap into the YYC Hip Hop Daily Live. The performances will be going on all day.
Bet.
But yeah, also we're also just because we want to make it. This is the grand opening for the studio. And what I'm specifically trying to do with the studio is, it's not just a recording studio in the city of Calgary, because there's a couple of those. This is a hip hop recording studio. And I feel like there's not many of those. So I'm specifically trying to have hip hop artists come through, even if they're not performing, right? We have so much space, right? Just come meet some people, right?
Get connected.
Because that's what's gonna grow, right?
And that's how the scene builds. Like, yeah. So I think during COVID, I'd have DM conversations with like so many artists, and like just now I'm starting to like meet these artists, you know, like at shows and events and stuff like that, and it's really nice. So yeah, stuff like that is like really sick for sure, for like just cultivating the scene and just like getting people connected.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's it. There's not an easy way to end this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're supposed to do the artist motivation, bro. Fuck, I keep forgetting.
Shit.
I'm not gonna go get that book, bro, because it's not cut the pod. Do you remember like a rule, a law from the 48 Laws of Power?
Reputation is everything.
Yeah. All right, that's today's artist motivation. Do you know what law that is?
I think it's 13, but it's like basically like how much like reputation matters, and it goes through all these like lists of things, and I don't know, it's just important. Like, I think it's like, because the book comes from a perspective of like people that are maybe not so good. Like there's a lot of like warlords in the book, you know, like, but I think when it says reputation, it's like having the perception of like people messing with you and people liking you is like super important to like growing, not just in a position of power, but like just growing as an individual. So I think did that make any sense?
Okay. I think so. I think just as an artist, just that sentence, you know, what is it? Reputation is, what is it?
Reputation is everything, I think.
Yeah. Just that, and that's the truth as an artist, right? Like you spend so much time focusing on your social media presence, you know, the way your artist bio looks, the way your website's gonna look, you know what I mean? Like the way people perceive you is everything, right? And that's just the one-sided. We're talking about looks. Reputation comes down to everything. You know, the way you treat people, the way you speak to people. You know, your respect. So yeah, that's your reputation precedes you. That's usually the situation, right? Like if you know that in any artist context, right? If you were trying to get a show, you know what I mean, like with these so promoters, and you know they know that you know you have a tendency to just fuck shit up when you're at other shows, just not show any respect to anyone. That's what's not gonna get you the show. It's not you being polite and being, hey man, why? You know what I mean? They know this about you, so
yeah.
Like you destroyed a studio.
So yeah, reputation is everything. I feel like artists need to hear this, man, because that's definitely, I don't know. I feel like when I first started performing, I definitely was, and I approached it from all right, every venue I do is I'm just trying to get better, right? But I didn't really look at it from I'm gonna be judged off that last performance. You know, I should, you know what I mean? Even though I'm starting out, baby feet, you know, people should cut me some slack. I should still remember, you know, because I talked to someone recently, I was like, yo, I was at your first show. And I'm like, oh man, yeah. I thought we'll never see each other. Yeah. But yeah, reputation is everything.
Dude, do you remember the first time you performed? Did it go good or bad?
It went bad.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I thought it went bad.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't even hold the mic correct. I literally held it like this. So I think you're supposed to hold it like here, right?
Yeah.
I was holding the mic like this, and I don't think anyone heard anything I said. It was bad.
Yeah.
So nervous. I'm like shaking the whole time. It was terrible.
I think performing is like probably one of my favorite things, like with everything about music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, it's the moment where you get to, you know, because when we're in the studio, it's really just you and the homies, or if it's you by yourself, but it's really the moment where you get to share the music, you know what I mean? It being on Spotify is sharing it, but it's the most like, I know what you mean, it's the most surreal because, you know, you're sharing it like physically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're literally,
like
every body movement
like the hard work and stuff.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
But back to the reputation thing, just like some examples would be like, when you hear about like J. Cole, you only really hear like positive reinforcement from other people, like, oh, he's such a good guy, he did this for me, and so I was thinking about this last week, like observing the game and like seeing who's like really like up there. They all have like the same, they're all humble, they all have like, they're all really kind, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's a way, I think you can get places, like Tekashi, you can get places, and you can get places maybe quicker if you're like being a douche or like doing things unorthodox. But I think there is a limit to how far you can go, because like you were saying, like that having that reputation of 6ix9ine, having that reputation of like just like being a troll and like having death threats all the time, like no one's gonna want to work with you. But if like you're like a Jay-Z where you bring other people up, or you give people opportunities and you're just helping and giving a helping hand, and then you kind of get to go to those next levels, at least from what I've observed in the game, if that makes sense.
For sure, yeah. The energy you put out is like what you get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Be a nice person.
Yeah. Be a good person.
For sure. Yeah, man, reputation is so important, for sure. Especially in the entertainment industry.
Word. You want to conclude?
Yeah. So that brings us to our conclusion. This was episode 55 of Just Kicking It with Polo, Show, and Soy, and our guest, Prada. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Word. So yeah, you could find me at Polo Show YYC on Instagram and Facebook. What about you, Soy?
You can find me at The Only True Soy on Instagram. And then for my music, just look up On the Search for More. My artist name is Soy, and listen.
What about you?
Prada on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, KAMPRADA. And then Prada on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in, guys. This was episode 55. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, please like and subscribe, leave a thoughtful comment. If you're listening on any of the podcast platforms, please give us 5 stars. And yeah, follow YYC Hip Hop Daily, Solid Studios, Lifted Ones on Instagram. Until next time, peace.
Easy.